All right, Cole, let's talk about some of our biggest surprises so far in these 2 weeks in the NFL season. It's always important to remember there are going to be some teams that are 2-0 that we're going to look at when they're in the top 5 of the draft order and be like, damn, they were 2-0. I forgot about that. And there are going to be some teams that are 0-2 that are going to be top 3 seeds in their conference that we're going to be like, damn, they were 0-2. I forgot about that. It's always important to remember these early surprises only matter so much. But Cole, who have you been pleasantly surprised with so far this season?
Man, kind of caught me off guard. I thought we was gonna start off with the negativity. Now I gotta try to be positive about something. So let me think. Let me think of something to be positive about. Honestly, probably shouldn't come as a surprise. And I know we're gonna catch some flack for this. The Ravens. Man, the Ravens look good, dog. Even with all the injuries, even with losing multiple guys, some season-ending injuries, just they look good. Lamar looks good, man. He looked like he's the best quarterback in the AFC North right now. He making everything happen. He looking good. And it makes me violently angry to admit.
Yeah, I thought the Ravens looked good. I thought they allowed them to do a lot of the same stuff. I don't know if the Ravens look good or if the Bengals secondary is just not good anymore, right? Because they were already a very mildly talented group to begin with, and they've only gotten worse with the loss of Jesse Bates and Mike Hilton, Von Bell. So whole new safeties there. And then you add in that they have a rookie filling in that role for them. I don't know about that secondary in Cincinnati. Think it might be a combination of both. But I also think, I've said this for a while with Lamar. I felt like the problem with Lamar and why he's plateaued the last couple of years is because they haven't allowed him to evolve as a passer, because they don't empower him as a passer. And I think the Monken scheme, as many trepidations about that scheme I still have about it, I think it does empower him as a passer more. And I think he's a much better passer than people give him credit for, especially in the intermediate middle part of the field. He's great. He is great in that part. People don't give him credit. Maybe people will never give him credit, but people who actually know football know that he deserves credit for what he does in the pocket, especially in that area of the field. And he's looked more like you wanted to see. The question with them is, can Lamar stay healthy? And then will the injuries become too much against elite competition? Right? Because right now we don't even know if the Bengals are truly elite competition. Their 2 losses, that loss against Cleveland looks bad now, like even worse than it did when it happened. And it wasn't a very impressive loss to Baltimore. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched that game. I thought Baltimore shouldn't have won. I thought the Bengals had plenty of opportunities to win that game. Offense just couldn't get started. And that's been the story with the Cincinnati Bengals for the last few years, that the offense is inconsistent. But what saved them has been their defense's ability to kind of bail them out. If that's not happening anymore, and Joe Burrow's still worried about this calf injury, I said it before the season, this is a recipe for the Bengals to win like maybe 10 games if they continue on like this. And if Joe Burrow misses time, it can get a little bit worse than that. So don't know what to make of Baltimore right now, but I would say they look better than I would expect, especially more far along in the passing game than I would expect. Mine is Tua. I'm pretty surprised with Tua. I think Tua has been a different guy these last couple of weeks. Definitely showed improvement here. Another one, and your surprises can be good or bad. And this team has 2 of them in both directions, but they're 2-0, and it's the Atlanta Falcons. I'm surprised at how good that team is. I'm shocked at how just bad Desmond Ridder is. And I didn't have a high opinion of Desmond Ridder to begin with.
We know how you feel about Desmond Ridder. They're winning in spite of him, but they've got so much talent surrounding
He
him on
throws
offense.
the most dropped interceptions per
Yep.
play I've ever seen.
Yep. He's not good.
His luck, like the reason the Falcons are 2-0 is because they have a good team, but also because Desmond Ridder has had incredible luck with teams just dropping these interceptions. Eventually, that shit's gonna stop happening. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen there because it don't look like the decision making is going to get any better. I would say another surprise for me, 2 in the same game. Justin Fields in one direction, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in another one.
Ooh, this one.
I know this one going to hurt Ohio State fans, especially Ohio State Browns fans. But yeah, Justin Fields, I'm at the point to where I don't know if Justin never was able to be a pro quarterback or if he just didn't get put in the right situation. But I'm ready to call TOD on it. I'm close to ready to call TOD on it. Like, I'm like 2 more bad games, right? From being like, yeah, man, it ain't getting fixed.
Back-to-back games with pick sixes that just kind of killed anything that the Bears were trying to do. Yeah. And they were just awful throws, awful decisions, and
nothing redeemable about that.
Yeah, at first I wanted to blame the Bears. I was like, oh, they're not surrounding him with enough talent, and look what's going on around him. Bro just might be bad.
And then Baker Mayfield, who people thought I was hating on, well, I was giving him credit because I was like, hey, man, Baker Mayfield has finally found a way to throw the ball to one dude. And like people were mad at me for saying that. I'm sorry. That's been his problem his whole career. It's like, yo, he can't just trust one guy to win. And he's finally trusted Mike Evans. Mike Evans had 6 receptions, 171 yards, and a touchdown on 8 targets. And no disrespect to Baker Mayfield when I say this, because I do think Baker's been playing better. Mike Evans earned all 171 of them yards. None of them yards was easy. Did you see that in that game?
This is why they call you a hater.
I can't point out.
I didn't see it. So I can't.
You didn't see it.
I can't.
But like, if you watch the game, it wasn't like it was easy yards. He was earning them. Like, and look, Baker got it to him close enough to where he can earn it. That's something that we have not said about Baker before. That is legitimate improvement.
That's positive. That's positive.
Like, I'm not even being an asshole when I say that. Like, I'm not, at least I'm not trying to. I'm being dead serious. Like, that's something that's been an issue. It's like, yo, just give your wide receivers a chance. He was able to give his wide receivers a chance this week. And it paid off. That's a huge step for him. I think people want me to come on here and say Baker Mayfield's the next Drew Brees or something like that. I'm not going to say that. That's not true. But he was finally willing to give his wide receivers a chance to make a play, something that was frustrating about him in his last 3 teams. Was that, hey, man, sometimes he just doesn't give guys the chance to make plays. Well, yeah, Mike Evans was, hey, man, look.
Listen,
317 yards is impressive.
Hall of Famer.
Look at those 6 receptions for 171 and tell me he wasn't the one putting in work, though. 2 things can be true. Baker played well, and Mike Evans was incredible. I think those 2 things are true.
We're gonna talk about the Clippers.
Oh, you know I gotta find my joy in this week, man.
We're gonna talk about the Clippers.
By the way, the only thing Tampa Bay got to worry about is that Baker Mayfield was the second leading rusher. And no, he wasn't second in carries, but he had 6 carries, 17 yards, 2.8. So that's not good. They don't have much of a run game, it seems like, in Tampa Bay. But defense is fine. And the offense looks good. They might be a playoff team in Tampa. Shout out to them. But you want to talk about the Clippers.
Let's talk about the Clippers.
I like how you trying to switch it now, but you know what we talk about? We talk about the Timberwolves.
No, we talking about the Clippers.
We talk about football, Carl Towns, doing football, Carl Towns things. Tell me this ain't the most Carl Towns loss you've ever seen in your life.
Hey, I keep telling you, he is football Paul George. That's what, and this is the Clippers.
The whole Los Angeles Chargers is Carl Towns. That's what I'm saying now. It ain't just Justin Herbert at this point. It is Carl Towns. They are exactly what you talk. A great offensive team that can't do what? Defend. Was Carl Towns.
Self-proclaimed greatest shooter in NBA history who can't guard.
He's nobody. A legitimately great offensive big who can't rebound.
You can't call yourself the greatest shooting big man. You're supposed to let other people say that. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to let us say that.
Percentage wise, is it true?
Would you rather have him or Dirk?
I would rather have Dirk, Jokic. There's a number of guys I would rather have. But there's some kind of stat sheet that backs this claim up. And that's the thing with the Chargers. Everything about the Chargers, like, yeah, you can make an argument that Justin Herbert has been more efficient per EPA than Pat Mahomes. But come on, dog. I watch Carl Towns play every game. You're not going to tell me he better than Jokic. Like, that's what it feels like when people try to tell you that Justin Herbert is better than anybody, is better than any other elite quarterback. It's like, nah, dog, I watch these games. Like, if somebody tried to tell you that he was better than Joe Burrow, you would have the same feeling, not the same feeling, let's be fair, but it would feel pretty similar. The argument would be pretty similar to like, oh, you know, I think Carl Towns a better big man than Joel Embiid. No, he not. I watch the games. No, he not. You don't win it? Nah. And Joel don't even win in the playoffs like that, man. Like, and we like this this is how we are with him. They lost to a Titans team with Ryan Tannehill, and I'm not even sure Ryan Tannehill played well. Like,
when was the last time Ryan Tannehill actually played well?
Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 24 times for 246 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry had 25 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. That's a legitimately bad game for Derrick Henry.
That's a bad game.
And they won that game. Because they playing Carl Towns.
Who's better right now, Justin Herbert or Tua?
Tua. I'd rather have Tua.
Man, the 180 you've done. The 180 you've done.
I don't feel like I can't trust Tua. And look, Justin Herbert has done nothing to make me not trust him. It's the fact that he wears them Chargers jerseys that makes me not trust him. Like, that's what it is. If Tua were a Charger, I'd rather have Justin Herbert. But Tua don't play on the Chargers, so I'd rather have Tua.
Chargers really just the West Coast Browns. That's crazy.
Nah, they're not the West Coast Browns. They more like the Falcons. Because, like, let's be real, they make the playoffs more often.
True.
Their mess ups happen on bigger stages. The Browns mess ups happen like week 2. You know what I mean? Like, let's give them that credit. You know, they both like the Falcons. Like, they'll blow a lead in the playoffs. Like I tried to tell y'all when I came up with this take. That's exactly why you cannot take them seriously. They are, look, Justin Herbert is not football Carl Towns anymore. The Chargers organization is Carl Towns. They are the Carl Anthony Towns Chargers.
That's crazy. That's just.
Are they not the embodiment of him as a basketball player? It's football.
I am not denying anything that you were saying.
Because Paul George at least played defense. The Clippers got good defense with Kawhi out there. They got no defense. It's the worst defenses in the NFL in football right now. It's USC, Colorado, Chargers. Okay, like that's what it is.
Wait, what are they again? USC, Colorado.
Yes.
Hey, bro. Hey, what's wrong with you, dog?
Hey, say what you want. Shador and Travis Hunter put up 30 on them. I know it. I'm confident. Like, you know how I'm confident? They lost the game to the Tennessee Titans when they have the better offense. And I don't even think, did they turn the ball over? Like, what happened in this game for them to lose?
Honestly, I don't know. I just remember watching a highlight and they just pan the camera over to Justin Herbert and he's just watching the defense give up a score that loses them the game. And he's just like,
I play for Carl Towns. Like, they've accepted the Carl Anthony Townsness of this all. It's hilarious.
It is very hilarious.
But hey, any other surprises? Or is there anybody that we're missing on the surprise train? Well, okay, let's go through team by team. Buffalo, no surprises there. Miami, we already talked about. The Patriots, no surprises there. McCorkle looks like McCorkle. I can't believe people were telling me I was underrating him. Come on. Zach Wilson. Yeah, that's Zach Wilson right there. And then what we already talked about all the AFC North teams. We don't need to get through that one again. I don't need to give Cove another heart attack. We trying to watch his blood pressure right now. The Texans, Colts. I guess you could say Anthony Richardson is a surprise to most people. Not to this show. We ain't surprised. We wasn't out here on that Mel Kiper program. Jacksonville not being able to score is kind of a surprise, but like the way they weren't scoring was a little bit of was like, okay, maybe they're just having bad luck because like they're getting incredible catches just like a yard out of the end zone. Tennessee, we already talked about. Hey man, did anything Denver do surprise you? I will say yes, they put up 24 points. That did surprise me. Like, no, 28. They put up 30, right?
They put up 28?
Yeah, because they got the Hail Mary at the end. It was like 24 or something. They had 24 points.
They ended up losing the game on something because they couldn't convert the 2-point conversion after a crazy Hail Mary, right?
Yeah, so Denver surprised me. They put up 31. I didn't expect that. Not surprised they lost. Kansas City, they still look kind of funky, but look, they're going to figure that out. That's Pat Mahomes. They'll figure that out. That's Pat Mahomes.
Oh, real quick. Get your money, Pat. Salute to Pat getting his bag.
Mm-hmm. Fully guaranteed.
Salute to that man.
Get that bag, bro. Jimmy G, did you even watch did the Raiders play this week?
Hey, bro, we both know we watched the Raiders. We both know we watched.
Who did they play?
I don't know. I really don't. What's their record?
I think they're 0-2. No. Jimmy G won week 1. I think they're 1-1.
1-1?
They in the mix. Dallas. You got any hot takes about Dallas yet? Their defense look real. We know what the issue is.
Dallas, only thing I got for Dallas is they're really good, but we'll see what they look like in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in that unfortunate spot where ain't nobody gonna believe them until they get to like the NFC Championship game, and then they're one bad Dak drive away from everybody being like, "See, it's gotta be tough to be Dak, man."
He's the only thing people don't believe in with that team. Just Dak.
And it's not like they don't believe in him because he's not good. They just don't believe in him because he's not that good. That's got to be hell, man. Like, that's got to be hell.
We don't believe in you to get us over the hump. We just don't.
Because he can have as many good games as he wants and nobody's going to be convinced. It's like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins can never impress us during the regular season.
Nope.
People talk about him winning the MVP last year. Nobody cared. Like, because we knew what it was. He's going to throw that check now. The Giants, that was pretty fun, but not a surprise. I mean, it was just kind of surprising to see Josh Dobbs eat up that defense for half of football. Philadelphia, no surprises.
Nope.
The Commanders.
A little surprising. Eric
Bieniemy might have been worth hiring as a head coach NFL teams. Huh.
Oh, maybe.
Way. Also, look at Kansas City without Eric Bieniemy.
Listen,
With Matt
man.
Nagy.
Listen.
Maybe Andy Reid wasn't doing it all. Feel like we understood this when people hired Matt Nagy. But like the Bears, we talked about that. The Lions. You got anything? That's your team. It's your squad.
I picked them to win the division. I did. I picked them to win the division. I'm still standing strong. One loss don't move me that much. One loss don't move me that much.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay, man. Did you see how they lost that game?
I didn't see how they lost. How did they lose?
You see they tried to do a QB sneak and then Jordan Love fell over before the play.
Was it butt fumble? Was it a butt fumble?
No. He fell over when they snapped the ball. It ended up being like a false start. Moved the ball back 5 yards on 4th down.
Ooh.
You talk about one encouraging performance one week and then right back to not knowing the Jordan Love is. We already talked about how much the Vikings just don't matter at this point. Like, I don't know what to. Are they 0-2? I don't care. The Falcons, we talked about them. The Panthers, we talked about them. The Saints,
they all right.
They might get eliminated in the first round of playoffs. Who won that division? You think it's the Falcons or the Buccaneers or the Saints? Or the Panthers?
Not the Panthers. Gun to my head, I'd probably say the Saints.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Nah, you know what?
Tampa?
Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Baker Mayfield, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Ooh. We winning the Baker Bros back? We winning the Baker Bros back?
No, I hate them. I don't ever want them back. I just have a higher opinion of their quarterback now. Like, my issue was never with Baker Mayfield. It was with those dorks. Oklahoma still sucks. Like, this ain't a safe space. And if Baker throws 3 interceptions, I will be hating. So, like, and I'm not hating on Baker Mayfield. I'm hating on you, Baker Mayfield stan. Like, it's a weird thing to be. I'm for Tampa Bay fans, not Baker fans. Oh, God. Okay. What a weird thing to be a Baker Mayfield fan. Who does that? Like he Pat Mahomes. You just go follow him team from team. Got the jersey budget for that. Yeah. Nah. Could care less about the Baker hive. But I'm not about to sit here and act like I don't think Baker's gonna have a decent year. I think he's going. Todd Bowles, man, is underrated. Went 10 wins with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
True.
Okay. And the Jets. And we see the Jets have hell trying to get to 10 wins with all that luck they got going there. So Todd Bowles, man, put some respect on his chest. And Mike Evans, I'm sorry. We thought you'd be asking for a trade. We forgot. You are Mike Evans. It don't matter who throwing you the ball, dog. You are him. Apology.
Hey, let's be fair, though. Let's be fair. We had seen Baker.
We were sitting here like, hey, man, Mike Evans going to get held under 1,000 yards like he's old Odell Beckham and DJ Moore. And Mike Evans like, have you lost your mind?
We sorry, Mike. We sorry. You know, we just saw
I'll get 1,000 yards in this game. Ain't no quarterback stopping me, dog.
We sorry. We just seen it.
Christian McCaffrey could be throwing me the ball but get 1,000. Like
we will never doubt Mike Evans on this show again.
Yeah, okay, let's get the shot over there, see if he get it.
Don't set him up like that. Don't set him up like that. He got a streak to protect.
I'm talking about Deshaun Kaiser, man.
Oh, okay.
Arizona, hey man, shout out Josh Dobbs. I think that was their one chance of winning the game. Los Angeles Rams played pretty well against the 49ers. I think they're back. They're going to finish second place in that division. They're going to be a playoff team this year. Matt Stafford again. which includes the Matt Stafford interceptions, because he definitely threw a Matt Stafford interception at the end of that game. But, hey, I think they're back. I think the Rams are back in the playoff talk conversation. I think the Seahawks are out.
Not there yet.
You're not there yet?
Not there
yet. They're
1-1.
They beat the Lions.
But I'm getting there.
I don't think they're sustainable. I just don't think they're sustainable.
I think we're going to look back at last year, might have been an aberration.
I think Geno will always have glimpses of being that guy, but I don't think he's going to give you a full season like that. Like there will be weeks where he does. Like this week was a good week for him. 32 of 41, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your boy Jared Goff, who you told me you were ready to make me give me my apology for not apologizing for Jared Goff.
Not yet.
You asked me for this apology for Jared Goff. By the way, people who don't know, Cole tweeted at me, I want that apology for Jared Goff. I said no, and what happened, Cole? What happened immediately after you hit send on that tweet?
All I'm going to say was I was feeling myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Feeling myself a little bit.
You thought your boy was going to be at 2-0?
Well, I thought we was there. I got the Tua apology. I got greedy.
You got greedy. You tried to hit the seam in cover 2. You thought it was 3 and you threw a pick. All right.
It's okay. One pick ain't that bad.
I'm just glad you didn't try to say nothing about Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad you avoided hitting that. I know it's in the drafts. I'm glad you checked that down. You know what I mean?
We're gonna save that for next week. Week.
Who they play next week? This gonna become the Carl Towns podcast. Okay. They play the Raiders and the Vikings. If they don't leave that 2-game stretch 2-2, they are forever Carl Towns. Okay. Hey. Like that. If you want to be Paul George, win them 2 games. But if they don't win them 2 games, Cole, they Carl Towns. Okay?
If they don't, I'll take it a step further. If they don't win those 2 games, we're gonna have to have a real honest conversation.
Hey, you know what would be the perfect Carl Towns move? Lose them 2 games, beat the Cowboys and the Chiefs. That would be the most Carl Towns move of all time.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, if they lose them 2 games, they are not beating the Cowboys or the Chiefs. That is not.
Hey, man, national TV.
You never know.
Hey, look, we have to remember Carl Anthony Towns does stuff that makes people feel like they got to vote for him to be in the All-Star game every year. But they also don't end up over 500 all the time. Like, this is how it happens. This is how we end up with Justin Herbert on the All-Star team. The Chargers should just defect to the NBA, man. They should just play basketball at this point.
What makes you think that's going to go better?
Justin Herbert's tall.
You're like 6'2".
I bet Mike Williams is a good basketball player. Keenan Allen got a mean post-up game. They got Joey Bosa. He can do what Kelly Olynyk does. He's a role player out there. You know what I mean? Set some screens.
Do what Kelly Olynyk does? He gonna hurt somebody?
Joey Bosa. Think about what you just said.
That's fair.
And they might beat the Timberwolves. All right. Y'all have a good one. Those are the surprises for this week. Peace out.